Morning, morning, morning. It is Friday. It is the 2022 version of April the 15th. And you're here with me, Sean Butler, and the Bugsy. What a beautiful morning to do the Tottenham walks here at the Spurs Talk Show. How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? Ladies and gentlemen, before we get going, if you haven't already, please hit the like button and the subscribe button, but don't hit the subscribe button if you've already hit the subscribe button, because then you'll unsubscribe. We don't want you to do that. We want you to subscribe and stay and follow the channel as we go up towards the next benchmark, the next milestone of 900 subscribers. Ladies and gentlemen, I am thirsty. I am tired, but I'm excited because this time tomorrow I will be with lots of friends and family from the community as we go to the coffee company in Woodford. Shout out to Ben Kaufman, and meet up with all the community. Who's going to be there, you ask? Who's going to be there? I will tell you, from what I understand, there's going to be Danny, there's going to be Barry, there's going to be Rez and Iggy and Stelios and Ellie and Bobspur and Kim and maybe some others, I forget. And we're all going to go there for a coffee and cake in the morning, and Ben's going to put game day in the coffee for me, because it will be game day. And then we're all going to go over to the White Hart Lane, the famous home of the Spurs, as we watch Tottenham take on the Seagulls of Brighton and Hove Albion, and then see if we can walk away with another 3 points, 3 very important points in the march to 4th. Only 7 games to go, 21 points to play for, and I think we only need 13 points to get top 4. 4 wins and a draw should do it. Maybe not even that, maybe 4 wins will do it. Excuse me for 1 second, my dog is harassing a little girl. Sorry about that. Where was I? Yeah, 12 points might be enough. What are your thoughts? How many points is it going to take? It all depends really on what other teams do. You know, Southampton have got Arsenal. Arsenal have got Southampton. Last time out, Southampton at home got demolished by Chelsea, by a vengeful Chelsea, trying to recover from the humiliation of the West London derby defeat the week before. Southampton are a good team though. They're not a bad team by any stretch of the imagination. We struggled down there. We drew 1-1. Hasselhoff has got the ability to be pretty rugged, pretty stubborn when good teams go to play football down at Southampton. And they'll probably want to rally a little bit from their humiliation in front of their home fans. So I don't necessarily think Arsenal have got this one in the bag. Arsenal still with their injury problems. You know, not entirely sure that this is going to be too easy for them. That said, they should come away with the win. If, you know, if you were a betting man, you would normally think Arsenal will get the win. So we need our 3 points. If they don't get the win and we do, then Arsenal are just in free fall, aren't they? And it could be all wrapped up before the North London derby, which would be awesome, because my mate Barry, Nick Collison, he got me a ticket to the North London derby, and my seat is literally right next to the away section. So if it's all wrapped up by then, I shan't be watching too much of the game. and you guys will be a front row seat participant in all of the banter. I'll take my camera with me and spend 90 minutes screaming and shouting at the Arsenal fans, at the filth. Anyway, let's focus now on the Brighton game. As I say, massively important game. Injury news, well, obviously we're without Matt Doherty. Crying shame. It's amazing. I've said it before, I think on the last Tottenham walks, but what a turnaround this guy's season has been. That we used to wince at the idea of him being in the team, and now we're wincing at the idea of him not being in the team. I think everyone will agree that it's he'll be sorely missed, but there's a little bit of split thinking, split opinions on how much he'll be missed. Some people just don't trust Emerson Royal at all. Other people think, give the guy a chance, he's better defensively, and all we really need from him, given the form of the three up front, all we need from him is a solid defensive performance, which is something we didn't really get against Aston Villa. He looked, in the first half, he looked chaotic. It looked like he wasn't comfortable or composed on the ball, and he looked rushed. Even Romero, who was doing the job of two men, I feel, some of that kind of lack of confidence, that uncertainty kind of rubbed off a little bit on Romero. I know a lot of people think he was almost a man of the match performance. I don't share that opinion. I didn't think Romero was great in the first half, but became better in the second half. Anyway, so if Emerson can put in a good performance, and it will have to be a good performance, because Brighton have got, they're one good striker away from being a very good team, because they've got creativity in the flanks. Lamptey on the right, Cucurella on the left. They got Trossard, who is, I think, a brilliant French player. I think he's French. I think he's brilliant. Very underrated. I like him a lot. Very creative. Can run at defenders. Plays across the front three. Excuse me, guys, for a second. I have to press pause for just this moment here, and I'll put my dog on the lead, and then I'll be back with you. Anyway, so you've got Cucurella on the left. Dangerous player. You've got Trossard, who, he's kind of almost got a free roll up the top. Very creative. He likes to dribble and run at defenders as well, and then they've got some tall players as well that can cause trouble from the air. Obviously, the one thing that Brighton are missing, really, I genuinely believe this, that if they could go and sign a striker who can actually finish, they've got Mopé and they've got Danny Welbeck. Neither of them are going to help the team as often as they could or should. So Brighton will probably just need a really good striker in the summer, and if they can keep the rest of their team together, they're not going to be a threat or anything next year, but they'll be a significantly improved team. But they don't have that right now, so we haven't got to worry too much. Brighton, I think, have only scored 2 goals or more, twice in 2022. I think it was February. They have to go back to February to find the game before the Arsenal game. So, if Tottenham can score 3 goals, like we have been doing, then it will be 3 points. The only thing I'm worried about, I think that obviously Emerson Royal, like I say, I'm not particularly confident with his abilities going forward or defensively. I just don't think he's that confident, and that rubs off on me, so I'm not that confident. But this isn't a criticism or a critique, really, because the guy, he's young, doesn't speak English, he's moved to a new league, a new language, new country, and he was bought as a right back, not as a right wing back. So there are there's enough reasons why you should be patient with the guy, and why you should, hope that with time he can improve. I don't know if Tottenham fans or the Tottenham board will give him that time. And to be honest, I'm not asking for it either, because I think we definitely need a new right wing back. A vast improvement on both of what we've got. Don't get me wrong, I love Matt Doherty. I've said it before. He's had a really, really, really good second half of the season. But form is temporary and class is permanent, and I'm not sure if he is of a class calibre that is high enough for what we're trying to achieve next year under Conte. So if you're going to improve on one right wing back, you're probably going to keep Doherty and move Emerson on. That's how I'd see it. But you could make the case to replace both of them. So if we can keep Cucurella quiet and Lamptey quiet, and obviously they've got Bissouma in the midfield. Now Bissouma, in the first game of the season, Bissouma was really good in the second half, and he bossed the midfield. Ultimately, it didn't cost us. In the second game we played them away at Brighton, Bissouma was relatively quiet. I thought the Bentancur just kept him in his pocket. Bentancur and Højbjerg, both kind of just suffocated their midfield and didn't really give them much to cheer about. So, not too much there to worry about. I'll be back in a second. If you take him out of the game, then they only really have that option to go down the left and get it to Trossard. So, look, they can create things, but they just don't score very often because they just haven't got a striker. As I said a second ago, one striker away from being a significantly improved team. I don't think they'll be challenging for Europe or anything next season, even if they do get the striker. But they could easily finish to like 9th, 8th versus the whatever they'll finish this season, 13th or so. So that's really the only threat. Tottenham just have to stay injury free. I'd imagine Brighton would come and do the usual system now, where it's kind of a low block, but it has transitions and moments of high press and pressure to see how the Tottenham defence handle the ball. The good thing about Tottenham right now is that they're smart enough to have a plan B. Against Aston Villa, the high press that they put on us and the aggression, it threw us off. We didn't like it. Bugsy, out of there. Just trying to get into the farm. Bubba. The high press threw us off, and we really struggled. So, what was the solution? Just go long. If you can't play it through the midfield, just go over the top of them. And that's what we did. And it worked out because we have such sublime excellence in our forward line. If we get the ball to them, however you got to get the ball to them, if you get the ball to them, they'll figure out a way of scoring. And be interesting to see what sort of tactics Potter throws at them this time, because he's tried twice this season and it hasn't worked both times. I don't know if he'll go aggressive. I really hope he doesn't. Steven Gerrard tried that tactic and he ended up getting punished 4-0, but not because of that tactic. And he did have some relative success in doing it early on. So, yeah, I just really hope that these teams aren't going to come and try and break our legs, because we just can't afford an injury, So hopefully we'll get better refereeing on Saturday morning, and we should be able to brush them aside. What are your thoughts, guys? Any changes? Would you like to see Bergwijn given a bit more time? If we are 3-0 up at half time or something like that, would you like to see Bergwijn get 45 minutes? I certainly would. And I certainly want to see him get more, I want to see him get the sub before Lucas Moura. As much as I love Lucas Moura, and always will have space in my heart for him, Bergwijn on current form, deserves to be at least the first choice sub for an offensive change. I know there might be tactical reasons rather than sentimental reasons for why he puts on Lucas Moura. Maybe he thinks that Lucas Moura tracks back better and didn't want to concede a goal when we were 4-0 up, etc. So there's definitely justifications for keep putting Lucas Moura on, but I just personally would like to see, and if we're in a situation where we're 3-0 up or 4-0 up or the game's pretty much done at half time, then give Bergwijn 45 minutes, let him spread his wings and see how high he can fly, because he's scoring his goal scored to minutes played ratio is pretty good. It's just spread over a lot of games. So that's my thoughts. Keep a lookout for a show this afternoon or this evening. I didn't do my Wednesday night show. Very sorry about that. I was a little bit under the weather, feeling a bit ropey. Don't know why. So I cancelled it, and I haven't done my preview show. I haven't done my preview show yet, so I might do it tonight. I might not. But do also keep a lookout for, on Sunday, I'll be uploading hopefully a really cool community meetup video when we're getting together with all the guys from the various channels around the space at Ben Kaufman's coffee shop in Woodford before the game, and then no doubt a few beers around lunchtime afterwards. That's it from me, guys. Like, share and subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you haven't, so you can always find this content as soon as it comes out. And I appreciate all the support as ever as we march towards 900 subscribers. Thanks again, and as always, guys, bye bye.